What's up, guys? I'm Jay Cutton from Fitness Culture. This is Steve Cook. You probably don't know him. Probably our number one question is, how do I get rid of elbow pain? Because with all the pressing and arm work that we do, people get elbow pain if they don't follow our mobility program. So today we're going to show you a couple of our favorite routines to help you get rid of that elbow pain. We think about clearing up elbow pain. The things that we want to do for most people, the places they don't go first is actually going to be the forearm. For a lot of people, when I press right here, they'll just light up in pain, right? And that's how you know that you need to take care of that area. But also, just your entire forearm in general needs to be taken care of. So we like to start with the forearm. Any of the mobility routines that we do, we usually do some type of soft tissue mobilization, like some rolling, some smashing, something like that. And then we'll stretch it out, and then we do an activation. So the first thing we're gonna show you is our favorite one to roll out your forearms. So what you're gonna do is set up a barbell just on a bench like this. And if you're having a lot of forearm pain, the best way to probably do it is to ease into it by just using the end of the barbell like this. So you can set there like that, and then you just work it back and forth, yeah, all the way through. And then you flip your hand, palm into the bench. There you go. So if you don't have too much pain, the next thing you're gonna do, you can move it to the handle, and that's obviously gonna apply a lot more pressure into the forearm. If you still want to go a little bit deeper, what we'll do from there is just drop some weight on the end of the bar, and that's just going to add even more pressure. So once you get used to it, this is the one that we usually just use right off the bat. We'll throw some weight on the end, and then we'll just roll the bar through the forearm muscle to open it up a little bit. So we spend probably about 30 seconds to a minute on each side of your forearm. Since we're already in this position, when we're cleaning up the forearm, we'll lay our arm flat down on the bench and then clean the bicep up too at the same time. So you can just lay down flat, and this one's probably actually gonna hurt a lot more, and then you can just roll through it the same way. All right, the next thing we're gonna do after that is go into the stretching part of our mobility routine. So it's gonna be super simple with the forearms. You can just sit on the bench here, and then also sit with your wrists like this as well. So we'll spend like a minute in each position. So it shouldn't take forever. This is gonna be something you can come in, knock it out, and just get going. So obviously the deeper that you sit down, the more stretch you're gonna get. And then from there, you can turn your hands over. And just spin it a minute right there. A lot of times I like to straighten my elbows and then crank it in and just turn it in a little bit, and that'll give me a better stretch.
That feels good.
Once you've done that, then we usually go into a bicep stretch just for a couple minutes. So what you can do here is just sit with your hands on the bench, basically with your arms behind you. And you can sit your butt on the ground and then just work like that. So the further you work away and then lean back, there you go, how's that?
That's definitely stretching.
Yeah, so you spend about a minute here, so we'll go about a minute each side, and then we're gonna do an activation piece. So stretching, it's great, but also not working the muscles. A lot of the time we're just gripping things, right? And we're not really lengthening the muscles and then flexing through it, lengthening, flexing through it. What we'll do, it's just super simple. You can just take the same barbell that you just had and then set up on the end of the bench with your wrists off the bench, and just work it all the way down and all the way up just like this. So after that, obviously you're just gonna flip it. And I like to go open my hand all the way, and then you're gonna curl it all the way up. You can also use a dumbbell at the same time if you wanna go a little bit lighter. And what actually what the dumbbell is gonna allow you to do is have one more movement to it. So you can flex it on both ways, but then you can also work on rotation back and forth. So let's stretch you all the way and then work it back and forth. And this is one that people usually neglect. Another way to get the rotational work as well is to do like a partner assisted one. So you would grab the PVC pipe like this, and then Steve would basically rotate it, and then I would just resist. So rotate there, I'm gonna resist back. But really like turn me all around, turn me all the way over, there we go. Now come the other way, turn me all the way over, all the way, all the way, all the way, all the way. There we go. And so you're gonna wanna get as much, this one's probably a little bit better because if you do have a partner, you're gonna be able to really work rotation there. So we usually would do that 2 times through. So you start off with smashing it, spend like a minute on each arm, then we'll stretch it out, and then we'll go through the activation for about 10 reps on each one, 10 to 20 reps, and then we'll go back through that one more time. So the next thing, after you clean up your forearms, is obviously going to be to clean up your upper arm. I've made up like a million different routines to do active release on your own, just use on a bar. And it's super simple. I mean, obviously you just pin it and stretch it, right? So the way that we do it for the tricep is we set up a barbell in a power rack, and we're gonna use a dumbbell as the weight to add some resistance. So I'll show you right now. You're probably gonna wanna start off by doing what Steve's doing right now. So you're just gonna roll back and forth, go through the whole muscle belly, go back and forth a little bit to basically prepare yourself for the pain that's about to come from actually going hard on it. So once you're done there, once you're done rolling it out, what you're gonna do is set up right at the, basically like the bottom of your elbow right here. And from there, you'll sit down a little bit, get some weight on there, and you'll start curling through, and then press your arm through. There you go. And the more you get actually at this angle, Steve, so if you get more at this angle, it's gonna put more pressure even. Yeah, right there. Now curl it through, now press through.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So on this one, you just go nice and slow. So you're gonna wanna put your elbow right on there, and then just start curling. We don't have a very heavy dumbbell. The way to make it obviously more intense, the heavier dumbbell you grab, the more pressure is gonna be on your elbow. And when you curl through, it's just gonna put that much more pressure when you grind through your tricep. So we usually just take your time, roll it out, do about 5 to 10 slow reps, like grinding all the way through your tricep. And that's obviously gonna be the soft tissue mobilization part. And then we're gonna move on to the stretching part. One of them is just gonna be standard bench dip. You're just gonna sit down as deep as you can in a bench dip position. So you'll sit there, try to get your hands nice and wide open on the bench. And then from there, you'll just sit down and get as deep as you can. To get more into your elbow, you could also slide your fingers off a little bit so that you get a little bit more bend in your elbow. And then you can work side to side. So sit down to like really push into one arm. Yep, like that. You get a lot of bend in your elbow to get that tricep stretching. There you go. Just work back and forth. Spend about a minute just going back and forth, get a good stretch. The next one is gonna be a PVC pipe, just tricep stretch. Also, this will help your front rack and overhead position. So you'll set up on the bench with your elbows on the bench here, pop your head under the bench with your arms straight, and then from there, you'll work and just pull back like that. And so the closer that you work your hands in, the more difficult it's gonna be on this one. And you can kind of keep working your hands in as far as possible, and then just hang out there for about a minute or two to really open up that stretch. For basically kind of your overhead position and your thoracic spine, you can have someone put a plate on your back right here, or like just add a little bit of pressure down on your back. So after you've done that for a minute or two, then you move into the activation part of this one. And for these, we usually just do a bench dip. Since we already, I mean, especially if you're already in the bench dip position to stretch, you're just gonna go as deep as you can on the bench, all the way down, and then press it up, all the way up, yep. Just get 15 reps here. All right, so once you've done the bench dips, that's basically one time through the routine. So for that one, we did a couple of the reps on the bar, just open up your tricep, then you'll hit the stretches, which could be a bench dip or the PVC one we showed you, and then finish with the bench dips. And we usually just go through that twice. And then basically, if you do it consistently, you're not gonna have elbow pain. It's gonna help you break it up every week. And really, you only probably need to do it like once a week.
Whatever body part you guys want to see us go through next to show you how to do what we did here for the forearms and the triceps, let us know below. And make sure you subscribe to this channel, because this channel is gonna be where we're dropping all sorts of knowledge bomb. Jake's bringing in what he knows. So this is gonna be more educational side of things. So make sure you smash that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up for Coach Hutton here.